Do not blink or you're gonna miss it. This is what a woman looks like in America.
About 7 weeks. And it's because I've been very, very passionate about what I'm posting. But along the line,
You don't believe me? Just give it a little bit. Maybe rub your eyes and give it another try. This is what a woman looks like in America. Let's look again.
Pulled hair that I was trying to get rid of, and she said to her assistant, she said, "Hey, could you please get her?"
Do you see it now? Do you see why Western guys, especially from the United States, are leaving the country sometimes to go find women somewhere else? Hello and welcome to another video. I felt like doing this video because I felt like there were so many guys messaging me because on the channel they want to know, can I come to Russia and find a wife? Can I come find a girlfriend? And I say, I don't know, can you come over here and try to look for a potential mate? And now the thing always comes up where they say, yeah, it's just really hard to find a real woman in the United States. And when they say that, they don't mean like being born a woman, right? But they do mean that traditional women, they say they want a traditional woman and they think that exists in Russia. Whether it exists or not, I don't know. But I wanted to open up with these videos because it looks like a lot of men are disillusioned. That's the kind of women that they're scared of. And that is fine with me. I always tell them, listen, you can come and look to see if there's a woman for you in Russia, but just be warned, if you're not good with women in your country, you're not going to be good with Russian women because they're way different than the women back home where they're from. And this goes for men of all ages. I've had guys in their 20s, into their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s thinking about coming to Russia to find a potential mate. And honestly, with this right here, what we're looking at is a 70-year-old woman in the United States. And I'm pretty sure you can tell that this is not the kind of woman some guy is going to be looking for. And if he sees her, he's probably going to run away. The women in Russia are not looking for heroes. They know that they're very confident. They know that they're beautiful. They know that it is not the 1990s anymore where a Westerner is going to come and sweep them off their feet and save them from whatever misery they're in, right? What I'm about to show you is a video from my Real Russia Uncovered in 4K. This is a friend who's allowing me to show you what he sees in the city of Moscow. Now, the reason why I want to show you this is because there's a big difference in what the women that I showed you from the United States and these women, right? There's a huge difference. And I understand there's beautiful women all over the United States. But the truth is that the type of women that I showed you in the beginning, and you'll get the hint if you think a little bit what I'm talking about, the women in the beginning don't exist in Russia in the amounts that they exist in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is the women you're going to run into in Russia are going to be a whole lot of women, and you're not going to get any surprises. You're more likely to get a surprise in the United States from the surprises that I'm talking about. I'm not going to go out and say it because I don't want this video to get pooped on, but the Western man is a little bit disillusioned. Like I said, they want to leave their home countries to come to Russia because this is the caliber of women they think they can get. Now, I myself am married with a Russian woman. I never thought that I would be married with a Russian woman, and I'm not really going to talk about my experience, but I do know that a lot of Western guys come to Russia with the wrong intentions. Okay, you guys are not bringing anything that doesn't already exist here. You're not a hero anymore, because in the past, perhaps it was viewed that way. In the 1990s, mail order brides was a thing, right? And I always mention this. This is not those times anymore. So you actually have to be able to provide, and you have to actually be worth something except money. You have to be worth with your brains, with your intelligence, with your strengths, with your abilities to be a real man. If you're looking for a real woman, you need to be a real man.
Transsexual earlier, that's not the correct term. It's transgender. I'm a transgender woman. My pronouns are she, her, and I will only accept those pronouns. I will not be addressed any other way. And in the workspace, I'm protected by that. Our students should be too, especially when they're not over 18, don't have a voice.
Anyways, if you are looking for a wife or a girlfriend and you do come to Russia, you're less likely to find surprises over there. And so that is one big difference. That is the biggest difference that I'm trying to give you guys who are watching this video. I understand that in the United States, there are beautiful women, women without surprises, and this is not against them. This video is to say that there are less surprises in Russia, and it's less common in Russia than it is in the United States and in other countries. And that is why I put that thumbnail on this video. I think it was an important topic to bring up. Now, a lot of YouTubers will say that that type of woman doesn't exist in Russia, and that's not true. There's less of them, and the narrative is not controlled by them. Do not mix this up, okay? Women with surprises exist all over the world, and they exist in Russia. So they don't exist in the large quantities that you're going to find in other places, as I mentioned before, and they're not going to have the control over the media and the country. And I think this is something that really makes people feel really good, coming to a country that is not controlled by the surprises. Now, I always say to you guys that Moscow, what you're looking at here is not the best representation of all of Russia, right? You could say that in Moscow, you're looking at the richest, the ones that have the most, but it is a good place where the culture does concentrate. So this is a representation of the culture, right? Because in the biggest cities, you're gonna have the most far out mentalities. So if you don't find it in Moscow, you're less likely to find it in the outskirts of Russia. If you don't find a surprise in Moscow, you're less likely to find that surprise in the smaller cities. And if you haven't caught on what I mean by surprise up until now, this video probably flew over your head. But comment down below if you understand what I mean when I say surprise. And I want to make it really clear that in the beginning of this video, this was in fact a woman. Okay, this is a video of a woman. I don't know, I didn't even see what she was talking about, sorry. But if you're scared of this type of stuff and you don't want any more surprises, you should give Russia a try. But I've warned you already, if you are not good with women in your motherland, if you are a sick person who preys on younger women and all that stuff, do not come to Russia. I've seen many men in their 70s trying to start a family with 18-year-olds. That's a sickness, okay? Even though it's a legal age, we know that you're a predator. And I know you're a predator. So if you're trying to comment me and trying to get in contact with me, trying to help you find an 18-year-old wife, don't do it. Don't do it. I'll report you because you're a predator. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit random, but I wanted to make a video about what was going through my mind. And I saw recently the story of that woman I showed you in the beginning of this video. I just saw that person's story and I said, you know what? I have to talk about this because I don't want foreigners running into surprises in Russia and being surprised that there are that type of stuff going on here. But I also wanted to show you the biggest difference, all right? They exist all over the world, but in less quantities in Russia. Comment below what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. And here's a bonus clip for the people who stayed behind. This is a public defender. This is a real story, man. This lady here that you see went into a courtroom, and she's a public defender, and she went dressed like this.
She's really smart. She sounds like she's got the right idea about things. I really support what she's up to, and I think it's fabulous. How about that?
All right, that's enough. I'm out.